Good morning to all of you. Welcome back to Hospitality Engineering. Energy Conservation and Energy Efficiency Module 12. Policy and Management, Part 3. Target. An environmental program needs to include targets and objectives against which business managers can measure performance. A good idea is to base them on last year's performance and try to achieve a percentage improvement. You may find it will help to distinguish between short-term targets and long-term objectives. Try to make your objectives and targets as precise as possible to avoid ambiguity and misinterpretation. For example, if you decide to reduce energy consumption by 5%, make it clear whether the target applies to all energy utilities or whether you are setting separate ones for electricity, oil, and/or gas. Whether you mean a percentage reduction in consumption or in cost. How you plan to measure it, example like kilowatt-hour per guest night or per meter square. When you plan to meet the target and who will be responsible for managing the effort to achieve the changes. Long-term and short-term targets. Short-term targets usually cover 12-month periods and are often expressed as percentage reductions or increases. Long-term targets are usually qualitative statements of intent, with deadlines of up to 5 years away. Any target that you set should be demanding yet attainable, because realistic targets and objectives with deadlines and milestones along the way are the best means to keep everyone motivated. Successfully achieving targets is a clear sign of progress and will help to stimulate further improvements. Setting objective. When setting objectives, it must be done in consultation with those who will be responsible for achieving them. This will ensure that they take ownership of the process. It is worth considering what incentives you can introduce to keep staff motivated. Auditing. There is a clear distinction between an environmental review and an environmental audit. A review is undertaken early and to flag up areas for attention, whereas an audit is conducted at the end of each cycle at the management program, typically at the end of each year. An audit checks whether targets and objectives have been met and the specific improvements that have been made. Measuring environmental improvement in this way helps to maintain enthusiasm for the environmental management program, especially when the hotel meets its objectives. It is essential to communicate the results of such a check to all employees. European Eco-Management and Audit Scheme, EMAS. If you are considering working towards internationally recognized standards of environmental management such as the European Eco-Management and Audit Scheme, EMAS, you will need both to carry out a regular environmental audit and report regularly on the results. Depending on your location, you may also wish to consider working with Type 1 eco-labeling schemes such as Nordic Swan or the EU Flower. This will help you plan what your hotel needs to do as well as assist with the external audit. Awareness and communication. Communication is the key to maintaining momentum. Adopt a hotel-wide slogan. Example, the Great Resource Hunt or Waste Reduction pays, and encourage staff to brainstorm on ways to preserve the environment. Give a member of staff, perhaps a member of the PR or sales team, responsibility for communicating the program internally. This could include displaying statistics about the health of the planet and the hotel's own environmental performance. Consider carefully how you are going to unveil the vision to staff, whether a grand internal event is appropriate or whether you want to work up to one once the program is up and running. Encourage staff suggestions and solicit their feedback by installing a suggestion box for green ideas. Include the most valuable ones into your program in order to create ownership of the issues. Ensure that your environmental coordinator and the training manager attend company training and/or external courses to expand their knowledge of environmental issues and current legislative requirements. They will then be able to plan appropriate training for the remainder of your staff. Carry out a simple survey of attitudes towards the environment and the planned program among staff, and possibly even guests. A positive reaction will motivate and sharpen everyone's awareness of the benefits of a successful environmental program. Training. Training on a regular basis is essential, both for new recruits and for existing staff. Take trainees on a physical tour of the hotel. Ask them to identify the areas where environmental issues arise. Look at what happens in the waste handling room and where the waste goes. In the kitchen and bathrooms, consider the detergents and cleaning materials being used and what their environmental impacts might be. Are there more environmentally friendly alternatives? Conduct environmental briefing and training sessions during normal, paid working hours. Allow sufficient time for staff to debate and exchange their views in order to stimulate real interest and commitment, but do not make sessions overlong so that staff lose interest. A good length might be about an hour and 20 minutes. Ask staff how they feel about the environment in their personal lives. What are the 3 environmental issues that cause them greatest concern? Anticipate any likely questions and be prepared to answer them. Relate savings and other improvements to tangible images that people can understand. Always start a session with a brief review and finish by setting the date for the next session. Financial and technical support. It is important that the members of the working group and other staff know that resources are allocated to back up their actions, either through technical support or appropriate budgets. New responsibilities may need to be incorporated into existing job descriptions, and for new employees, the environmental management program will need to be included in their induction. Allocate financial resources for a continuous program of training and education. Team building activities. Providing opportunities for staff to work together in an enjoyable way can also give you an opportunity to benefit the wider community whilst increasing enthusiasm and helping the hotel to raise its external profile. Work with the local council, environmental, youth and/or community associations to identify areas that need improvement. Activities you could undertake include street, park or beach litter cleanups, purchasing and planting up containers with flowering shrubs or bulbs, or helping to install council-approved waste bins. Recognizing and rewarding effort. Reward the best staff suggestion each month with a congratulatory letter from the general manager and a mention in the company magazine and/or incentives such as a free spa session, a meal for them and their partner, or a simple cash prize. Encourage departments to compete against each other through internal challenges, but make the process enjoyable and worthwhile by rewarding those who perform well with special treats or outings. Some hotels hold environmental quiz nights and raffles for staff, others present monthly Energy Saver and Energy Waster awards. Publicizing success. A well-presenter leaflet summarizing achievements in environmental performance will both encourage staff pride and commitment and enhance the hotel's image in the community. In larger companies, space should be allocated in company magazines to write up success stories so that they can be shared with other hotels in the group. We stop here now in Policy and Management Part 3, which has one more part. Thank you for watching. Like and share this video and subscribe to our channel for more training contents. Thank you.